Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BladeCast TV for the semi-final stream between KROWA and Unity. We're happy to present to you the BladeCast Masters tournament in collaboration with Tailworlds. I'm Victor, you've heard my voice before, but today I'm joined by a veteran of the North America scene and the Warband community, Troubadour. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. It's great to be here.
How excited are you for today's semi-final? We've got some cracking players in today's rosters. What's your take on them?
I'm pretty excited for this matchup. Both of these rosters are looking pretty stacked. You got some of the best players in each class on both teams, and it should definitely be a good matchup today.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those who are tuning in and they're witnessing Warband competitive scene for the first time, this is a BladeCast Master tournament, the first one that we've done. And we have done set up this tournament slightly differently from before to ladder stages or group stages. We've had divisions for the first time in Warband history. And we have two groups that were made in each division. And the winner of those respective groups went through to face 4 invited teams in the quarterfinals, which we've streamed. And we saw some amazing matches. One of them we streamed yesterday was absolutely fantastic, with Unity just edging out a win. It was, well, I say just edging out. It was a 12-1. I'm trying to be nice there, but it was a pretty much a stomp, really. And it was the same for KROWA in their respective quarterfinal, a 12-0 win for them. So these are both invited teams that are now clashing in the semi-final, and the winner of this will go on to face the winner of the other semi-final, which is between Aquilitas and Frontline Tactics. There's some pretty big teams in there. Are you, Trub? I know you've been out of the scene for quite a while. Are you familiar with the names in the other teams as well?
I actually have not had a chance to look at the roster, but I do recognize both of the team names.
Yeah, so we have players like Peter and Menethil, Scar, Arnie in Frontline Tactics. I'm sure they're names you've heard before.
Of course.
And then we have players like Ice, Yona, Watley, Hopkin, and Gaius in the Aquilitas team. I'm sure one of them will ring a bell as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so those are the other teams that are colliding today. We did a poll, though, and we wanted to see what the community wanted to see, and it was a far-out win for the KROWA versus Unity match. So this is why we're doing today. The schedule for today's match, again, for new viewers who aren't used to this competitive scene, we have 2 maps, and each map has 2 sets. And a set is comprised of a 1-to-3 format with 2 factions, and in whichever side gets the 1-to-3, then they swap round and do it again. And then once that's over, once those 2 sets are over, they swap the map and they do it all again with a whole new map and a whole new set of factions. So for today, we have Frosthaven with Rodux versus Swadia, and our second map is Valoran, Nords versus Vegirs. What do you make of those factions, Trub?
I think both maps are going to be pretty one-sided, especially Valoran. I'm reading that the factions are Nords and Vegirs. Yeah. The Nords, the infantry advantage should almost be just too much to overtake, especially with how good the infantry is on both sides. So definitely both teams should be looking to play into those advantages. And same with Frosthavens. Swadia versus Rodux. The cavalry is going to be a big problem for Rodux. They're not going to be really able to use their own cavalry, but they're going to have to start relying on those pikes and spears to stop the Swadian cav.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of players and setups, we'll start with Unity. So we see names like Brian, Thor, Wodge, Frunian, Sub-Zero coming in who can play as cavalry, with Brian and Thor being easily able to swap out as infantry. So what do you make of their cavalry ability?
Well, I mean, you can look at players like Paulo too, who can play all 3. Just they have a lot of flexibility, which is really good for any map. Obviously, they got good players like Frunian as well and Brian. Their cavalry can definitely be a problem. I think that they should look to press that advantage against the KROWA infantry and cavalry.
All right, yeah. So then we go on the flip side, and then for KROWA, we see players like Bloody Death, Shema, Gnomes, and Sota, who's known to dabble in pretty much any class he takes his fancy. What about those names? What's being highlighted there for you?
Well, you say Bloody Death. one of the best infantry all time. Shema, one of the best cavalry all time. Sotomersu, one of the best rangers all time. This team is looking very balanced. They've got people that are just absolutely lethal in every category of class. So I think that with their diversity and just how many legends they have in each class, I think that is going to actually end up with them taking the game because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a little bit of an advantage with you actually being in the Unity team for quite some time, Trub. So if you're in the Unity team speak right now, what's really going through their minds? What are they saying to each other to get through and try and win this match?
Well, I think that their biggest advantage is the fact that they've all played together for a very long time. I know a lot of these guys on KROWA were formerly in AE. Well, I'm sure AE is just not participating, but to me, this roster looks like it may have not had as much time to blend as the Unity roster. So if I'm Unity, I'm going to try and tell them, let's keep our communication up. Let's try and help each other out. Let's try and be cohesive, because that's going to be the key to victory today. Because we're just as skilled, but the cohesion is what's going to put us over the edge today.
Absolutely, and no doubt Paolo's famous one-goal words being chanted through the veins of the Unity players, trying to, hype them up and get them ready for this really big, important match, the semi-final of the BladeCast Masters tournament. There's big prizes on the line here, which is a perfect little leeway into what those actually are. So we're not going to go through the entire set of details for each sponsor and what the prizes are, but just to summarize them up, really, Tailworlds are providing basically a lot of copies to the winning side and the second place side of Bannerlord. Would that encourage you to try and win this tournament, Rob?
Oh yeah. There's nothing wrong with getting a free game. I would be going all out for this tournament if I was able to participate.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Bannerlord in itself, we're all looking forward to it. So getting a free copy of that is definitely a noble prize to aim for. And then we also have servers being provided by Tailworlds, Lord Metzger, Oasis hosting, Cheshire's Cats Clan, and then we have Improvider providing 63 days on a server of a game of their choice. Well, not their choice, but a game that they provide at least. So yeah, it's good to have loads of sponsors. Like we've always said in the past, getting sponsors for this game is really helpful. It helps get what we need to in terms of platforms to play on and so forth. But getting back into the game, are there any? I mean, obviously it's quite difficult with the caliber of players on display today. But are there any players that you think are going to be standout for their team today, that are going to make or break some rounds?
Well, I mean, we all know how deadly that the Brian and Thor combo on infantry can be. I think that'll be something to look out for. Paulo's a pretty versatile player. I think you can look to him to making plays whatever class he goes. And then over on the KROWA side, Sotomersu, you never know what he's going to pull out. Is he calling for them?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's just a master tactician. I'm going to be expecting to see some just absolutely disgusting tactics coming from him. Got to always watch out for people like Shema as well. So those are, I think, the main people that we're going to be needing to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely big names popping up there. So moving on from Frosthaven, our second map is going to be Valoran, quite a different map made by Azan. What do you think is going to have to be important for that match in terms of setup and strategy?
Well, I mean, when I play Valoran, I always like to think that the team that has the better infantry is going to win. Unfortunately, due to the factions, I think it's going to be pretty one-sided. As Vaegirs, you're not going to have much of a chance to do much to Nords when you're infantry. So in terms of that, I think that map's just going to come down to strategy more than anything.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So let's see if that happens then. If strategy becomes the most important aspect of the second map, but the first round and the first map of the BladeCast Masters Tournament semi-final between KROWA and Unity is kicking off here, ladies and gents. We see Unity take Rodux, and they've taken a pretty, I'd say, I don't know if it's not exactly an unstandard setup. It is 4 cavalry, which is pretty standard, but then they have 3 infantry and 1 crossbow. Whereas KROWA, we see taking 4-2-2, a bit more of a standard setup, with their 2 crossbowmen for Swadia.
I think Unity is going to be looking to play the flag here, they're definitely going to have a better presence with the extra infantry, but, you know, in turn, that's going to hurt their range game. They're not going to be able to set up many crossfires with only one ranger. It's going to be hard to sneak them in an area where the KROWA Cav can't just absolutely swarm him, so...
Yeah, I mean, we see Unity doing quite a bit of an aggressive approach, taking over KROWA's spawn right now with their 3 infantry. They're going to try and utilize Brian, Kellerman, and Ada, really solid infantrymen, all in their own right. Whilst we see Maximo taking a bit more of a, I'd say a passive approach, but then Unity actually are now trying to push towards the flag. They're going to try and make some sort of impact on the flag, get rid of Habi and Anka there, who are slowly raising the flag. But Paolo comes around now and he tries to get something done, but doesn't manage to get anything done. The infantry are actually colliding now with all Cav coming in. Thor and Waj getting reared up there. Bloody Death also trying to make an impact. Spears all out for Brian and Ada. Oh, but Brian gets taken down by Razor there. Brilliant crossbow shot. But Kellerman manages to get one back on Shemmer. Bloody Death also gets some damage done, taking out Farunian. Ooh, it's close, it's back and forth. Oh no, but then Paolo does get one back on Anchor, but it doesn't seem to be enough as Gnomes and Habi take down Ada and Waj. Paolo's just by himself there, but it was not meant to be as Razor finishes off Maximo.
Even with less infantry, you got Habi getting a double kill over there. It's absolutely crucial when you're playing a man down and in terms of infantry, and you can get that double kill. It does wonders for your flag presence.
Yeah, absolutely. And it seemed like Unity really were the aggressor in that engagement. They wanted to dictate what KROWA were going to do, but KROWA were just so flexible and easily able to like outmaneuver and not get trapped by any of Unity's tricks. And they turned that around easily with their 2 very skilled infantry. Like you said, Habi getting a double kill there, but the Cav also doing big work, getting loads of bumps, you know, getting involved with Razor getting some crucial kills early on.
It's really hard to be aggressive as Rodux on this map, just because your cavalry aren't as maneuverable. You can't really get into these tight spaces. So, if I were Unity, I would maybe be trying to just get to flag every round, trying to get there before KROWA and set up on there, because it's hard to be the aggressor when the KROWA Cav can just hit the Unity infantry way easier than they can.
Yeah, I think you're right there, and KROWA did send Bloody Death onto the flag there to try and put some pressure, but they're sending him away now. Matt and Razor have taken hold in that small tower there. Unity are going to try and come from the back there. We've seen this done before to try and eliminate that archer presence on the tower, but it still seems that they're firing. Ooh, and Bloody Death manages to get a couch on Ada. That's not brilliant at all early on engagement, but Paolo does get one back on Gnomes, and they're still fighting. They've taken the engagement into the tower now. Cavalry also getting involved in that tower, but Matt manages to take off Thor, who was easily exposed from the back. Paolo jumping in, trying to get something done. Anka's going to engage him now from the back. Paolo gets dismounted. Maximo manages to get a kill on Bloody Death, though, but the infantry and cavalry just seem to be outplaying at the moment Unity players. Kellerman Brown going down, Paolo also going down. Frunian getting a kill back on Shemmer, though, and Unity cavalry still up. As I say that, Frunian's horse gets dismounted, and Waj gets headshot as well by Matt. What a headshot! And Evil May finishing Frunian off there. They just got picked apart, Unity, at the end there.
Yeah, those all pikes are doing a lot of damage. I was watching, they had 2 long all pikes on the Swatian side on those Cav.
Yeah, they were absolutely devastating, and it just seemed, again, Unity were trying to be the aggressor there and again shove KROWA around a little bit. KROWA having none of that. They just responded right back with, again, some really key kills coming in from the KROWA crossbowman. Matt getting 3 kills in that last round. Really well played from him. But what do Unity need to do differently here, Truck? Because I felt I liked their strategy, what they were doing in terms of movement. I thought that they were doing well. You know, they were trying to eradicate the advantage that the tower gave there, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. What do they need to do differently?
They need to execute better. I'm surprised that round actually didn't go a lot worse for them. At the beginning, they had their 2 infantry pushed up on the tower, and they were fighting about 4 or 5 people. I consider it lucky that Paulo and the other infantry didn't die right away. They just need to be more coordinated. They need their cavalry to get in there. They need them to hit the KROWA infantry and archers from behind while they're engaged up in there, but they just weren't there in time to make a difference. Yeah,
they weren't there to make a difference. You're right. It just seemed a little bit slow towards the end there. But Unity are going to try. They're going to take their time a little bit now. They've realised, you know, that maybe charging in head first isn't the best, smartest move. Kellerman and Ida are now slowly advancing towards that flag, which is about halfway up now. So KROWA doing well there in terms of pressure, but Unity a bit passive to get engaged at the moment. Razor's behind that small house there with the dipped roof. He's gonna actually move around now. But the engagement is going to happen as we see Unity, Kellerman and Ida charge towards Anchor and Habby, who also does have his all pike out. Reared up from Watch there as well. He tries to get something done, but just doesn't manage to. Brian actually gets taken down by Gnomes in the engagement, but Paolo's still shooting away from that tower there. He's doing some decent damage. Frunin also takes down Bloody Death. But Matt responds there with a brilliant shot on Thor. He's not being contested. And Matt again gets another kill. He takes down Farunian. He's also by his spawn. He's on the other side of Paolo. Now KROWA are getting their headwind that they were looking for to begin with. Gnomes getting a double kill on Wodge and Kellerman. It's just Ada remaining. He's going to get pushed by Habby and Gnomes. Ada doesn't actually manage to take down Gnomes. He's still in this fight. Maximo, meanwhile, getting approached by Shema. On the other side of the map, Captain Paolo gets taken down, and then Habby takes down Ida. It just seems it's going wrong in all areas of the map. Maximo getting a decent kill on Shema, but not executing the final part there. And KROWA take the first set 3-0 convincingly.
Yeah, Matt, that whole round was left completely wide open. No one even bothered to go contest him. He was just firing in that fight, just getting shot after shot. So I'm surprised Unity didn't try to do anything to stop that, but I guess that's part of the difficulties with Rodok Cav. It's going to be hard to hit an archer, especially when he's right next to a building, because you're not as maneuverable. But I'm looking to see Unity use that same advantage against KROWA when they're Rodoks.
Yeah, I hope they use it as well, because it just didn't seem to work out for them. Anything that they tried to do, KROWA just responded by flat out killing them. There was no wiggle room really for Unity's tactics at all. So Unity need to regain their composure and find their second wind here in the second set of the first map, if they have any hope of taking any momentum into Valoran, because as we all know, going into the second map 6-0 down is not good at all. It would just do nothing for morale, and just nothing for your spirits of the team either.
I think we'll see Unity pick up a couple rounds. I mean, they have to, but just Rodoks are just especially weak on this map with how open it is and where the flags are. I'm going to be looking to see Unity getting some coordinated cav hits and just outmaneuvering their cav and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you thinking that cohesion has been often associated with Unity going to play a bigger part in this next set?
Yeah, like I said, just it's a little harder to be coordinated as Rodoks because you got the turn radius of a beached whale on those horses, but with Swadia we'll look to see them be much more maneuverable. They'll be able to help out their ground troops a lot more efficiently than when they were Rodoks.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you think now that the precedent has been set for the strengths of KROWA early on in terms of just their overall team dominance, do you think Unity are going to maybe have changed their game plan a little bit, or do you think we've got a plan, we're going to stick to it?
I mean, it's kind of hard to adapt a plan when it comes to having some of the best players in the world. I think they just got to stick to what they're good with, because if they're going to try and change up anything on match day, they'll probably find that it's not going to end well with just how dominant some of the KROWA players are. They can just adapt to any situation.
Absolutely. And from the standout players last set, we did see the KROWA crossbowmen just doing absolutely deadly work, managing to evade enemy cavalry, and they were just picking off players one by one, whilst the rest of the team just seemed to keep them focused and bogged down. And I think that's a crucial aspect of KROWA's game plan, that they distract the big players so that the rest of them can just get chopped in pieces really by the supporting classes in terms of Cav and crossbowmen. The second set about to kick underway now, as we see Unity take the Swadian faction and KROWA the Rodoks. As you said, Rodoks, the weaker faction with this, with their weaker cavalry and the Swadian dominance with their infantry, all pikes, and their ability to snowball. Do you think it's going to be an exact replica of last set? Do you think it's going to be 3-0 for Unity?
Hard to say. I definitely do think he will take this set. I think maybe KROWA gets one round, but I think they'll come out on top overall on this map, KROWA.
All right, so there we have it, folks. Your prediction. But Unity, this is live as we kick it off. So we see Unity taking the exact same setup that KROWA took for the last set, 4-2-2. Nothing too dangerous there in terms of strange meta or tactics. And we see KROWA take their exact same setup as well, 4-2-2. So it's going to be a very traditional style of play here in terms of class setups. So I'm curious as to what KROWA are going to do now, because Unity do have the flag and they are staying on it with their infantry, but it kind of seems like they're trying to draw the conflict towards the left-hand side, which they sort of are doing. I mean, Unity's infantry have been drawn off the flag now. I'm wondering if they're going to actually have this engagement on the other side. Yeah, it appears Maximo's going to retreat now and escape that infantry, but no, they actually do a double back and they're going to go back onto the flag. Okay, so the engagement is going to kick off around here. We see Frosthaven and Thor hovering around the back there with Brian. Caius is by the spawn house. He's going to try and do what KROWA Cospos did last time in terms of picking off players one by one. The engagement is going to kick off now with Habby taking his spear. Bloody Death comes in but doesn't manage to get anything done. Lands on a shield. Razor takes down Brian though. He's going to remain unchallenged for the moment. But Unity actually get back with Habby and Caius getting a shot off. Oh, but Maximo gets a team kill on Captain Paolo, and that's not good at all. And meanwhile, Matt takes down Caius with a brilliant headshot. Maximo's also being engaged by Shema, so he's taking out the action. It's just Anchor by himself on the flag. He's just going to be left unchallenged. With Matt also taking down Faruni. Thor does get a little bit rebellion back in terms of killing a Razor, but it doesn't. I don't know if he's going to be able to do much. Gnomes comes in now, tries to help out, take down Maximo. Thor's trying to do his best to keep off Gnomes and Bloody Death, but it doesn't seem to be enough. And no, Shema does also manage to take down Maximo there, so ground troops gone. Bloody Death takes down Thor for a convincing victory again for KROWA. We see Unity just not living up to the pedestal that we put them on.
Yeah, the cohesion looked a little better this round. I think the cavalry still, again, came in a little too late. Looked like they were up, but you know, that unfortunate team kill from Maximo really hurt them.
It's not an all-out brawl as we're used to seeing, you know, all classes engaging in one little tiny spot. It's just little tiny skirmishes that are happening around the map, sort of 1v1s and 2v2s, and KROWA just seem to come out on top every time.
I think their cavalry, the Unity cavalry, need to focus on hitting the ground troops more, because in essence, you know, when you're trying to capture the flag, that's what you need. You need a ground troop. I see a lot of them skirmishing off with Cav to the side. That, I mean, if you can get a pick, that's great, but it's also just a very risky business to be engaging in. I think they should just stick with their team, try and mop up the ground fight as quick as they can, and then it's just an easy snowball after that.
Like you say, an easy snowball, but we're going to have to see Unity pull this one out. We do see them take up residence in the tower yet again. Caius is a little bit further away. He's going to try and, I suppose, prevent any cavalry from getting little cheeky couches on the back there, but not doing too much damage. Cavalry of Unity do seem to be quite spread out, with Frunian on the flag, Paolo on the other side of that hill, and Brian and Thor on this side. KROWA are now going to advance slowly with some stolen all pikes, which can't be good at all, towards the Unity infantry. But Paolo does take out Bloody Death, and Paolo and Frunian teaming up there to take out one cavalry, so the advantage is to Unity now as the engagement kicks off. Cavalry coming in, Gnomes, Brian getting some stabs off, but Maximo takes down Evil May, and that's again a good kill. Early advantage for Unity we see here, but one back for KROWA as he takes down infantry. But Frunian again takes out Gnomes, so he's doing well. And Paolo, we see Unity pulling away with this one. Frunian getting a double kill on Matt, so we see some good play from Unity as they finish off Habby. It's just Shema and Anchor left. Don't rule them out yet, as they're brilliant players, so they can still do some damage. But I think the win's gone to Unity now. Anchor actually does manage to take down Maximo there, but it'll be too little, too late as he's taken out by Thor. Finally, we see Unity doing something here. You know, they're not taking this lying down. They're fighting back, and they've got a convincing win there.
Cohesion was much better that round. Apollo had a crucial double kill, and it's good that they manage to kill all the cavalry because they definitely don't want those long all pikes in the hands of the Rodok Cav with the one-shot potential.
Absolutely, and Unity took advantage of their early kills there on Bloody Death, and I believe Maximo took out someone as well. No, it wasn't Maximo. It was one of the crossbowmen. So they went into that fight with a 2-up advantage in terms of player count, and they made the most of it, which we've seen teams not do previously. So nice to see Unity, you know, pouncing on any opportunity that they get.
And it was crucial that they did it before any flag play started, just because you don't want your cavalry off on the side chasing other cavalry, especially when the Swadian Cav can hit ground troops much easier. You know, when you're fighting just a slow and mostly ineffective Rodok Cav, it's kind of just a waste of what you can do.
Yeah, I agree. The Rodok Cav does have a tough time keeping up. We're gonna see KROWA take up, get the flag going up, shall I say, rather, by the Bastion now. As Unity are going to have to be a bit more delicate in their approach, because this is notoriously a difficult flag to assault with that good archer position there in that Bastion. As we see also Raider hanging around by the rocks. He's all going to be protected by a lot of cavalry. Paolo tries to come in and get something done, but doesn't manage to. Actually, the Unity cavalry coming in. Fruning gets a double kill early on. Well done to him. Brian also takes down Gnome, so a big advantage to Unity, but Matt takes down Paolo. And Shema gets a team kill as well. This isn't good at all for KROWA. Brian and Thor also getting two more kills. Matt's still uncontested in that Bastion. He's doing some work, but it doesn't seem to be enough, as it's just Razor and Matt remaining. Really big, sudden advantage to Unity there early on. Fruning coming in, getting quick 2 kills to kind of finish that ground troop engagement early on.
That's the kind of cohesiveness we're looking for. That first Cav hit was just absolutely lethal. That's what they need to be doing. They need to just be ending those ground fights as quick as that, and the rest of the fight will just snowball your way right after that. So that was a great show by Unity right there, especially on that notoriously difficult flag to take. Yeah,
the really exemplary performance from Unity there. Their cavalry did a lot more work. I saw they were focusing players really well. Their ability to just condense onto that infantry engagement all at the same time really threw quite a big shake to them, actually. Oh, and we see an early death from Thor here. Gnomes takes him out towards the tower. The flag hasn't spawned yet, but we do see a death already, and that's not good at all. It looks like he got caught out there. Which isn't, you don't want to see that at such a top tier level.
I don't know what his reasoning for being up there was, but his team surely can't be happy with him after that. Especially with how quickly the flag spawns, there's no real reason to try to be aggressive and get picks before flag spawns. Just wait to see where it goes and then adjust your strategy there.
Yeah, and we're going to see Unity actually ignore the flag now. They're going to wait for KROWA to make their way towards it. I think they're going to try and... Razor seems to be in a bit of a precarious position here, but Habi and Anka managed to come back and defend their retreat onto the flag. So, early skirmish going on, with nothing too major happening apart from the death of Thor. So, Unity are going to approach round from their spawn side, actually, and try and get something done there. But we do see KROWA actually take the flag first. I don't know how much of an impact that can have, but it does allow KROWA's crossbows to get set up a little bit sooner. The Unity Cav still being a little bit careful. They're waiting for the words of command to just charge in, I think, or probably the right opportunity to do something.
This crossbow spread is looking like it's going to be pretty dangerous. We got almost a 90-degree crossfire. I think perhaps a round has maybe been won unless Paulo can get this kill on Matt right now.
Absolutely. We see Kai's taking the hill there to the spawn side, and the engagement's going to happen. Now, Evil May coming in and taking out Kellerman. So that's 1 kill to KROWA, 2 kills to KROWA. We see Anka take out Ida, but Maximo and Frunian fighting back now. Maximo's being engaged by 2 cavalry, but we see Frunian coming in to help him. Meanwhile, Brian gets taken down on the flag. It's just Habi remaining now. Kais is going to try and come in and do something melee with his all pike. Paolo, meanwhile, takes down Matt in that little ranger engagement. He's now going to try and find a horse and carry on the fight. It's just Habi fighting Frunian with no shield at the moment, with Razor and Caius coming in. But, but Bloody Death gets an awesome double kill there. He manages to couch Caius and then bump Frunian to death with a stylish double kill there. He'll completely eradicate the danger on the flag now as he comes in and gets a triple kill with Paolo, and Evil May finishes off Maximo. So that's a convincing comeback for KROWA now. They almost lost that one, actually. Unity had, again, quite a large advantage early on in that round. It was a little bit back and forth, but then KROWA just seemed to eradicate it quickly with Bloody Death doing some big work there.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that they had, excuse me, it was unfortunate that they had to dedicate cavalry to dismount and try and kill Matt. I think perhaps if they were a little more efficient with that kill, that the round could have been salvaged, but Paulo just had to sit on him for too long and was largely ineffective, even though he got the kill on him.
Yeah, and Paulo was still alive after that engagement, but he was on very low health, and that's why we saw that double kill, brilliant double kill, might I say, from Bloody Death at the end of that round. So we're going to try and see what Unity can do here with that flag spawning on the Bastion yet again. We've seen Unity win this before, so hopefully they can win it again. KROWA, I imagine, will be doing something slightly differently, unless we see... No, actually, we see the same defense that they took last time. I mean, it is a good defense. It just didn't seem to work out last time with Unity condensing really quickly and all at the same time, might I add, on KROWA's infantry. No, nothing happening actually yet. It's surprising. I think Unity are waiting for something. I'm not sure what yet. Actually, I think it's Caius. They're going to wait for him to move around and try and intercept Razor and try and get rid of him so he's no longer useful in that crossfire with Matt. Yeah, we see Paulo coming around now. Yeah, and the engagement's going to kick off. All condensing. You see again Unity coming in, and again they see their cavalry pay off with Brian and Thor taking out Anchor and Shemmer, and Paulo also takes down Gnome. So cavalry doing big work for Unity here. Unity, Ida and Kellerman also going to move down with their menacing-looking all pikes raised. Habby also has his all pike out that he's stolen from the enemy, but he's just going to try and duke it out with the 2 infantry remaining. Meanwhile, Raze is taken down again by the Unity cavalry. Oh, and more cavalry kills coming in for Unity. Paulo and Fruni getting a double kill. It just all seems to be the Unity cavalry. They're doing really splendid work so far. Thor as well taking down Habby. I think we're yet to see an infantry kill here, and Fruni finally finishes off Matt. So well played to Unity cavalry there. They really stepped up their game, and again we see that deadliness of the Unity cohesion. They just all condensed. There was obviously the shout. They were all ready, and they just all came together at the crucial moment to defeat KROWA there. Really, really well done for Unity.
Yeah, I mean, again, just a simple cav play. They have all the cav crash at the same time, pick up a few kills, and the fight's already won, regardless of, you know, the 6 people still being alive on KROWA's side. It really can end that quickly.
Yeah, surprising to see as well, like you said, with top names like Shemmer on KROWA team. I'm sure he'll be frustrated with the cavalry performance on his side, as they were just outshone and outplayed by the Unity cavalry.
Yeah, I mean, he was Rodox. I think he has a little bit more leeway, but yeah, if I were him, I would definitely be out for revenge this next set, looking to have a strong showing.
Yeah, so now we see the second map coming up, Valoran, which is traditionally a more ground troop heavy favoured map. So we will most likely see 4 infantry or 5 infantry coming out, at least for Nords, I should say, with Vegas tending to favour their archers, as they have probably the strongest archers in the game. So it'll be interesting to see what Unity and KROWA make of those factions. That, regardless of your opinion on imbalances, they do have their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, I think for this map, where the flag is currently, actually by the stables, if you're Vegas, that's probably the only flag you're going to be able to win, just because of the archer spread that you can get, regardless of whether you're coming down Brew Alley or if you're on top by the tower over there. Other than that, especially like a market engagement, I could see the Nords mopping up just due to their extremely high damage axes and then their health and their shields. Not much room for cav maneuverability in there, which is a strong suit of Vegas. But yeah, definitely think this is going to be a Nord-sided map.
So as we come into the second map now, we see KROWA with the 5-3 score advantage at the moment, although they did lose that last set. So what do you think's going on in the TeamSpeak or the Discord of KROWA? What's happening right now? Do they need to change their game plan a little bit? Do you reckon they're surprised by the fight that Unity are putting up, or do you think no, this is all according to plan and Valoran is our map now?
I think, you know, I think if I'm KROWA, I'm feeling good right now. You got 2 rounds as Rodox. That's especially against Swadia. That's always a great victory. I don't think Rodox was ever expected to win a set there. I think they're probably just going to try and stick to their strengths. I don't see why not. They're winning the match. They've got some of the best players in the game right now. I think they should just stick to what they've been doing.
And Vice, and likewise for Unity, do you think they will be happy with their last set victory? But like you said, Swadia expected to win there. So do you think maybe they're a little bit disappointed by losing those 2 rounds?
Yeah. Especially with such a large faction imbalance, I think you got to be a little disappointed. I mean, but there's no point in really dwelling on it. It's done. Just got to focus on winning this map now because the game is still within reach for them.
Absolutely. It can go either way with this last map. Very different to Frosthaven now, with, like we previously stated, favouring a more ground troop favoured map. So we'll see the Unity and KROWA infantry playing a bigger role in this map. And also nice to see that we also have a map intro for Valoran, so we might as well kick that off, Trub, as we get into this next set. All right, so we're back now with the next set going to kick off. We see KROWA taking the Nordic faction and Vegas being taken by Unity. So Unity will be spawning on the far side by the trees, and then we'll see KROWA spawning towards the marketplace. Not any wild setups being seen as of yet. As we predicted, a more traditionally ground troop favoured setup. Both for KROWA and for Unity, actually, with KROWA taking 5 infantry, 1 archer, and 2 cav. Kind of predictable there, especially with the Nordic archer not being the strongest in the game. And then we see Unity taking the 4-2-2, with obviously the 1 more archer because their skills are considerably better than the Nordic one.
I'd like to see Unity try something maybe a little more unorthodox here. You know, they've got rounds to make up. I think if they play traditionally, they're just going to find that they're going to get rolled over by Nords due to this faction imbalance. I'd like to see them maybe either drop one of the archers for a cav or vice versa. I'd just like to see something different than your standard 4-2-2.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Unity do need to bring something out unorthodox, like you say. Looking... KROWA actually have the flag now as it spawns in the courtyard area by the fountain. Unity going to actually push on that little platform above, and they're going to get rid of Bloody Death on that ladder now. And they're also being a little bit more careful with Kais at the back. He was making his way from the cheese table. And they're just going to chill out for a little bit. They're going to wait on the balcony area, I think, as they're going to try and push round towards the spawn. And KROWA are going to meet them now, with Habby and Bruce leading the charge, followed by Anchor and Bloody Death. Actually, they're gonna go back. I don't know. They seem to be skirting between the idea of going back towards the balcony.
I think it's going to be difficult. Waiting. It's going to be difficult for Unity to push into that 5-man inf ball, especially as Vegas. They've got all those javelins to wear down their shields, and it's just going to be a bloodbath, I feel like.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. It won't be long before we do so, though, because Unity pushing towards KROWA's infantry now. They're going to try and kick off the engagement in their spawn. But Maximo gets an early headshot on Bruce, and that's major for the infantry. And Soda Mercer getting a throw in on Brunion, so he's down. But Caius still doing big work, and he gets a double kill on Gnomes. Big work coming in from Caius now. He's played excellently throughout this game. Kellerman and Captain Paolo also doing big work, finishing off the rest of the Nordic infantry. It's just Matt alone now. He was shooting from that lone tree, you could see, but Paolo getting an excellent stun there to allow Thor to finish him off.
Unity making me win there. They're making me eat my words after I said they should try something unorthodox, but yeah, the archers really showed up.
Oh, without a doubt, Kai's getting important kills there. taking out Bruce early on, and then we see Unity not being phased by the strength of the Nordic infantry as they just presume to mop up the rest of them. From Unity side, that's brilliant play. That's what they want to see. You know, engagements that they have control over, where their archers have a good position to shoot from, and their cavalry also doing some work as well.
Yeah, overall strong showing. I'm a little surprised that KROWA did not use most of their jabs. I saw still a few on the backs of some of their infantry. You know, it's just so easy to throw them and wear down their shields and just have your archers clean up. But you know, now the Unity team has got a couple round shields on their infantry, so it's going to be a lot harder to do this round.
Yeah, as you say, Unity were just chilling out in their spawn for the moment, waiting to see where the flag was going to go. They're going to approach through the tower now. KROWA not going to intercept them, though. They're going to also be by their spawn with their cavalry, but then the rest of the team are going to be in Marketplace at the moment, putting the flag up, trying to put some pressure on Unity to maybe make them make a mistake in quick haste to try and stop that flag from going up. We do see some javelins being thrown from Unity, actually, with Kellerman having a pack of javelins on his back. So Mercer trying to hail back something, but Frunian comes around the back and doesn't manage to get anything done with. Also Paolo. So Mercer actually gets a kill on Ada early on, but Thor and Brian, the brothers, getting a quick kill there in succession. And Maximo also doing work. But Bruce and Shema fight back. The cavalry doing good work as well. So Mercer gets his double kill for this round, taking down Brian. So that's the cavalry out of the game at the moment. Frunian still up and running, but Bruce gets a headshot team kill on Habby. That's not good at all. And we see Paolo taken out on the flag. He was trying to deal with Matt and Shema, but Frunian's also going to dismount on the flag, and he's going to try and, I don't know, stall, try and do something. Meanwhile, Maximo's taking on Sota Mersu. It's 4v3 right now. The rest of the engagement happening, Caius taking on Bruce. Both very on no health. Actually, Caius takes down Bruce with a brilliant kill. He's going to be open to shoot now. I wonder if he's going to help out Maximo or Sota first. No, he's going to completely ignore Maximo and Sota. Rightly so, because the flag has been raised for KROWA. Brilliantly done by Matt there. Finishing the round off without the need to kill the entire Unity team. Winning on the flag for the first time in this match, actually. Brilliant play from KROWA there. Always an infamously difficult flag to get to if you stay on your side of the spawn, as Unity did. And they obviously paid the price with KROWA winning on the flag there.
It was a good beginning of the round. Thor and Brian got 2 kills almost immediately after KROWA had their first kill. But it was just unfortunate that all their infantry got killed, because then they weren't really able to have any presence on the flag. You know, cavalry and archers can't really stand up to the axes due to their shields being pretty weak. But I mean, this flag should be favorable for Unity, especially with their 2 archers. I'm going to be looking for them to try and get some sort of crossfire spread here on the KROWA infantry.
Absolutely, but it looks like KROWA are going to deny them access from the alleyway as Unity now retreat back. And I think they're going to... I've not seen this before. If they're going to try and approach from the middle... They seem a little bit hesitant, though. KROWA are going to meet them if they do decide to challenge them from that angle, but it'd be rather strange because there's good angles of fire from KROWA's perspective. Unity, I think they're going to try and eradicate the archer that's on the balcony. They're going to try and get up that ladder, I think. Up the stairs, sorry. Meanwhile, we do have an archer actually placed in the tower. Caius is shooting down on Shema, who wasn't expecting that at all. Unity now going to push through the main courtyard now, just by the fountain, as KROWA pull back. Unity still just kind of manoeuvring around at the moment. Caius has now taken up refuge in the balcony area as Gnomes and Shema fight off Paolo, trying to get to Matt, who's tucked away in that little corner there by the stables. The infantry are actually going to push now as Frunian tries to get something done, but he manages to evade any punishment. Maximo does get a kill on Bloody Death early on, though, and that's a good kill for him. Maximo going to continue to fire and get a double kill on Gnomes, actually, but Sota Mersu answers back with a kill on Thor. Triple kill for Maximo, actually, as he takes down Anchor, but Bruce having none of that as he gets his own double kill, along with Sota Mersu, who just absolutely destroy the Unity infantry. Nothing left there.
I think Unity should have known better than to be fighting a Nord infantry ball in the corner right there. They had their 2 kills. they should have gotten out, especially also because they left Caius out of the fight. He was on balcony the whole time. He had no way to shoot into that fight, so he was essentially just neutralized, even though no one was on him. But yeah, once you get those 2 kills right off the bat, I think you got to back out. You've already taken the advantage. Now you need to play in the open so your Cav and archers can still be getting shots on the KROWA team.
It just didn't seem to work out for them. They did. Maximo did some crazy work there last round, getting a triple kill, but it wasn't enough to pull his team through to victory for that one. KROWA now taking the advantage as Nords, as we see Shemet's gonna finish that off with a double kill. Again, any pressure that Unity seems to try and apply on KROWA just answer back almost instantly with their own applied pressure, taking out infantry very dominantly there in that last round. They just completely swept aside the Unity infantry.
Yeah, Soto Mercio answering back with a double kill of his own after Maximu's. That was pretty crucial, and then Bruce following up with a double kill after. It's amazing how fast the round can go from looking like you're going to win, and then you just get utterly crushed.
That's what's so interesting about this game, though. Even though you can have 3 players down or 4 players down, it can be quickly answered back with an instant succession of kills from the other team. So you never really know what's going to happen unless it's painstakingly obvious with like an 8v1. But we have seen crazy things happen. Again, that flag is going to spawn in the marketplace, and Unity are going to try and hope to do something different here. Anka's actually hidden in the tunnel. I wonder if he's going to get spotted by the Unity infantry. He's going to wait for a javelin to throw. Oh, but he doesn't make the most of it as he manages to throw it into the wall and miss Thor completely. Cavalry trying to come back around the KROWA cavalry, that is, but he gets stopped by Brian with an all pike and knows that he gets taken down by Paolo. Meanwhile, the infantry are engaging with Anka taking down Telemann, but Brian actually answering back with Soto Mercio getting taken down, so that's 1 infantry down, as well as Anka, but Bruce answers back, taking down Thor. He's still up. It's just Habby and Bruce now retreating back into the tunnels. Brian and Ida are actually going to move on to... I'm sorry, Paolo and Ida are going to move on to the flank and try and stop it from being raised. Meanwhile, Habby and Shema are actually going to do work behind and take down Maximo and Caius. It's just Brian left doing an incredible job surviving, but he gets taken down. So it's just 3v3 at the moment. 2 cavalry for Unity, 1 cavalry for KROWA. We're going to have to see how Ada manages to perform now. Paolo actually dismounted, so I should say 2 infantry. Very low health for KROWA, though. They all in the last quadrant. We're going to see some very destructive last taps here, and KROWA does actually manage to get killed. Bruce gets taken down early on, but it answers back with Ada getting taken down, and Fruni gets a double kill on Shema. He overheads him and just completely kills him with 1 fell swoop, and then Paolo finishing Habby off. Unity answering back here in this set to level it up 2-2. Unity are not out of this yet.
That was some good cohesion in that last 3v3 there, although I'm kind of surprised that Unity took the strategies that they did. I don't think it was the right call to send a few people back to flag, because then that left a few people that were kind of by the cheese area. They left them to fend off against a larger number of KROWA players. So if I'm Unity, I'm maybe feeling a little lucky that we came back and won that round, because I feel like that they threw their advantage away there.
Absolutely. What a turnaround we saw there. It was so back and forth. We saw initially Unity completely stomped out the KROWA cavalry that were trying to come back around them, and they managed to take them down. And then we saw, again, the famous Unity archers doing some work, but then they seemed to kind of ignore the infantry that they left in the tunnels, went straight for the flag, because obviously they didn't want to lose on the flag again. And then we see KROWA actually come back with their 3 ground troops, killing off the remaining players, and then it all happened on the flag, but those black bars of KROWA weren't in their favour at all, and Unity still hanging on by the skin of their teeth there, but well done to them. The flag is going to spawn now in Unity spawn, as we see KROWA advance rounds, steadily throwing javelins at the moment. Unity going to be the aggressors now, and they're going to push towards the KROWA infantry. They don't want to get beaten again, but it's not looking good as KROWA did manage to get 3 early kills. Frunin getting back, and Anka. Meanwhile, Brian also gets a double kill, so loads of kills coming in for both sides. Matt's still doing work. He's left uncontested by the blacksmith area. He's going to move around towards the flag now as he gets a brilliant kill. It's just little duels now happening with Brian taking on Bruce and Bloody Death taking on, managing to take down Maximo with a javelin, but then KROWA just finish it all up. Bruce and Habby finishing Caius and Brian. That's it. That's the set done. KROWA have won this set 3-2, and now we see the final set coming. Going to have to make it or break it for Unity now. They have to win all 3 rounds with no losses to bring this back to a draw, and it's going to be really difficult for Unity not to be disheartened by that last loss there. But brilliant play coming in from both sides. It does seem really back and forth, though. That you can really tell these teams have high caliber players.
If I'm Unity, I don't actually know if I'm that worried. You know, again, Nords were expected to win this that set on this map, but they still managed to take 2 rounds from KROWA. I mean, if their cohesiveness can stick, you know, when it comes to the infantry like Brian and Thor, I think that they could foreseeably 3-0 this map, or rather this set.
Well, I mean, let's hope so. I mean, Unity did manage to pull back 2 rounds, though. Like you say, Nords being the favoured faction, so KROWA, all they have to do is just get 1 round and they've won it. So it's all the pressure and all the eyes are on Unity to see how they perform. I wonder if they're going to do anything, like you say, unorthodox, if they're going to come out with just a heavy infantry setup and just try and surprise KROWA early on to try and get an armor advantage so then they can just build up their momentum, or if they're going to do something more traditional and keep to their game plan.
I'd like to see a more heavy lineup on this one. I feel like overall the Unity infantry corps has more cohesiveness, and yeah, like you said, if they can start to snowball, get a good shield, get some mail armor, I think that it might be insurmountable. It's just gonna all come down to this first round. Even if a KROWA win in this round didn't mean victory for the whole match, that's just how it goes with Nords. You let them win the first round, and then they start to snowball.
Absolutely. So equally as important for the micro match that's going on, as well as the overall match. So I wonder, and equally so, I wonder if KROWA's going to do something vastly different to try and throw off Unity, because all they need to do is get this 1 round. So if they do something crazy and pull off a win, then it doesn't matter in what manner they did it. They would have won the first round and subsequently the match. So it's going to be really interesting to see this first round, how passive they are, how aggressive they are. It's going to be really telling.
I think I would try and stick with something more standard, just for this first round if I were KROWA. Once the Nords start to get a little snowbally, then maybe I would try something a little out of the box. But I think right now they should just stand pat, just because they're up. There's no reason to try anything crazy unless their backs are against the wall.
Absolutely. And before we get into this final set, viewers, let us know what your thoughts are. Get in touch with us on Twitter at BladeCast_TV. Tweet in, what do you think? Who's going to win this match? Is it going to come down to Winterberg, as we've seen before on the stream? Very intense. Or is it going to be a really heavy one-sided victory in this last one? Do get in touch with us and feel free to take a look at any of the outlets that we have with Twitch, Discord, Steam page and YouTube, obviously as well as Twitter. But then also look online for Tailwoods M&B Esports with Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. The esports scene trying to progress now, getting ready for future tournaments. And as we say that, the final set of the semi-final between KROWA and Unity is about to kick off now. Unity taking up the strong Nordics, with KROWA taking the equally as strong Vegas, all down to this first round. 1 round is all it takes for KROWA to take home victory and progress into the final of this BladeCast Masters tournament.
Should be an exciting set. I'm looking forward to this.
As both teams spawn, we see Unity actually pushing towards the tower there, trying to check out what KROWA are doing, but KROWA not advancing themselves into the tower. Nothing too crazy happening then. No instant rush happening from either side, and the flag will spawn now. Spawns again in the market, quite a favoured map apparently on this map. For new viewers, it can spawn in any number of 3 locations designated on the map. But as soon as 1 map spawns, it cannot spawn there again for the following round. So to try and mix things up, to not have repeats. But apparently we are having a repeat as we see the flag spawn yet again here. Unity gonna kind of just set up a little shield wall here with their 5 infantry. Also 1 archer, as KROWA did last time, with KROWA taking 4 infantry, as well as 2 archers and 2 cavalry. KROWA being a little bit more passive now. I think they know the importance of this first round. They know that they just have to win this first one, but they don't want to do anything too drastic, as javelins are being held down now. Bruce is going to engage with Brian on the left-hand side, but the main bulk of the fight is going to happen, and so Mercy takes down Habby, and that is not what you want in your first round of the semi-final. Ida responding, though, getting a kill on Bruce, but Razor takes down Farunian at the same time. Thor takes down KROWA's infantry, and they're all falling down one by one. It's like dominoes as Kellerman takes down Bloody Death, and Maxwell gets a shot off on Gnomes there, who was caught in the tunnels. Small fight is breaking out now down in the tunnels, but it also gets quickly disposed of with Brian taking down Somersu, and then that's Thor takes down Shemmer as well. So Unity take the first round. Well done. That's what they needed. Here come the next round. KROWA kind of flapping a little bit there. They just weren't seem to get the start that they needed, and the team kill just wasn't great. That's not what you want at all for such a crucial round. Some nerves, I think, starting to take hold of some of the players now.
That was the perfect flag for Unity. That couldn't have gone any better. And, you know, if you look at their infantry core, 5 kills for them last round. Their cohesiveness is starting to show. They did really, really well and just mopping it up that round.
Yeah, and any weakness that's shown by KROWA, Unity just seemed to pounce on it. Brilliantly displayed there in that last round. As KROWA now need to kind of take a step back and think, okay, you know what, we still just need one more round, but again, we can't let Unity get this snowball with armor, because as soon as they start snowballing, it's pretty difficult to take them down. As we see Thor get the chainmail and a lot of better upgraded helmets coming in as well.
Got a Hawberk on Maximo as well. Some good shields too.
Oh, Pyle comes in and actually gets a massive team hit on Thor there. That's not good at all. Farunian comes down the back and takes down Shemmer, who was caught up. But Thor gets a team kill on Kellerman, and that's not good. But Unity don't seem to care as Caius and Brian take down Bloody Death and Bruce. But Habby is still fighting. He takes down Paolo, and they're going to kind of retreat from this little engagement now, as Razor's still up and running with Sotomersu, who gets a kill on Farunian. The main engagement kind of simmering down now as they try to recuperate and get ready for the next engagement. There is soon to happen, as the flag was being raised now, and again is being raised by Ida. He's going to try and place some pressure on Habby, the 1 infantry. A lot of work going to have to come in for Gnomes now, because he's got Maximo, that really deadly archer by the tree there. He's going to have to deal with him, as well as the javelins that are being rained in from the infantry of Unity. Very, very close now. Unity again, one more round away from taking this set and drawing it out to Winterberg. Thor takes a big hit there in the foot, though. He's black barred now. That's not going to be good at all for him. And Sotomersu is also going to be engaged by Caius now. Doesn't seem to be aware of him until the last second, so he's going to be taken out of the fight. Razor's still shooting in, though, as the engagement does happen, and Thor does get taken down. And Razor wants to take down Maximo as well. Double kill for him. Brilliant play in this crucial round. He's going to now engage with Brian in melee as Habby takes on Ida, but gets a big hit, and his shield gets taken down. But Gnomes takes down Razor, and that's not cool at all. That's so flappy. It just hasn't gone well at all. Gnome's not doing what he needed to there by taking out his own teammate. He's going to try and come around and deal with Brian and Ada, but Habby's just all by himself, it appears now, as Brian just shrugging off that stab from Gnomes, and he finishes off Habby. He does get a bump, but not manages to finish with a stab. And Gnomes is taken down now with Brian with a brilliant double kill, and it's just Sotomersu by himself. He does actually get some decent little blocks in there, but all too little too late as Caius finishes him off there. Brilliantly done from Unity. They're going to really hope to see this through to Winterberg as they pull out all the stops now, as they completely thrive under pressure, it seems. KROWA, however, not thriving under pressure, with Gnomes getting a team kill in a crucial part of the round.
That was a brilliant round.
Word.
That was a brilliant round. We had one of the KROWA infantry going behind, forcing Unity to turn their backs, and KROWA responded with 2 kills from their ranged troops. But, you know, Unity still keeping cool, killed the infantry behind, and then they took care of the rest of the KROWA players to win that round. So that was good, a good showing of their clutch right there, their cohesiveness. Yeah,
and pressure playing a big part there, as many experienced players will know. Hands do start to shake in these final moments in such important rounds as well, and it just didn't go KROWA's way that way, unfortunately. But Unity, however, now looking to pounce on their momentum that they've gained now. A lot of armor being shown now. Caius, Ada, as well as Brian as well, all heavily armored now. They're going to try and be the meat shield as the rest of the place just hacked down with really strong axes now. They're gonna push around through the right-hand side of a more conventional approach now. They're going to do what KROWA did and try and creep along the wall to minimize Sotomersu's little angle that he has there. Thor is going to push actually towards the left-hand side. I think he's going to try and take down Sotomersu, but Razor is aware of him and informs Sotomersu. He retreats back now, and it's Gnomes protecting him in the vanguard, as KROWA now are a little bit more cautious of the Unity infantry. They know how scary they can be, but they are going to try and advance. They are aware of Maximo and Unity, Thor, who's chucking in some javelins. Javelins can get a one-hit kill with the headshot, so they're going to be careful of that. But now they're putting all out caution to the wind now as they come in, and instantly Sotomersu gets a headshot on Thor, and that's what you want to see. Anchor now fighting back as well, getting a team hit kill on Ed, but Anchor then gets a team kill on Shemmer, and again we see a team kill from KROWA, but Gnomes is minimalising that team kill with a kill on Kellerman, and Bloody Death also takes down Kais. It's all falling apart for Unity in this final round. It was one more round. Paolo fights back and takes down Sotomersu. Maximo actually takes down Gnomes now, so we do see a bit of a fight back. We see a lot of low health for KROWA at the moment, so it's still possible. It's still in the realms of possibility for Unity. Oh, but it appears not as Razor and Anchor all managed to put pressure on Paolo, and it's just Maximo remaining. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. It looks like KROWA have managed to win the entire match in this final round that Unity could have won with. And Bruce gets a team kill, and that's not what you want, but Maximo actually fights back, and he's not over yet. He's not done. He's still fighting. It's still possible. Bloody Death is completely black-barred, as well as almost Anchor. It's just Razor left, but
only 8 seconds. Only 8
seconds.
But
it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I think it's done. I think KROWA have won by flag. Maximo's still alive. He doesn't want to lose, but KROWA have won by flag in this last round that possibly Unity could have won it with to take it to Winterberg. But now it's GG's happening. It's still not the end of the set, but they know it's the end of the match. GG's coming out from both players. An incredibly intense last round there. Wow,
gotta be heartbreaking.
Oh, it must be absolutely. Unity, it just slipped right through their fingers. All they had to do was win one more round, and it was more than possible. But Sotomersu brilliantly got an early headshot on Thor, which would have instantly brought down their morale as one of their best infantrymen comes down. And then the infantry just fell one by one to KROWA. They weren't able to maintain any sort of momentum. It was looking really close towards the end, though, as Unity did fight back. You could see their tough French spirit, their one goal still raining through their heads, as Maximo refused to die in that last round. But it was all for nothing as KROWA win on the flag.
What a semi-final. It looked like that round was definitely going to go to Unity. I mean, I know they can't see what we can, but you saw the health of the KROWA infantry. Many of them were one-shot or black-barred. I'm just surprised that they weren't able to finish it up and get a couple of those kills and turn the battle in the tide, but it's a good round, though.
Absolutely, and so even though the match will continue for the sake of sportsmanship and fair play, this does mean that KROWA will now advance through to the finals of the BladeCast Masters tournament, which is going to take place this Sunday at 19:30 BST, so make sure to tune in for that. They'll be facing the winners of the other semi-final that's taking place between Frontline Tactics and Aquilitas. And so this match all pretty much put over, apart from a few inconsequential final rounds, which will see Unity take this win. But so close for Unity there. We really thought that they could do it. They managed to take a good win early on with the set for the Nords. Sorry, for the Vegas. They managed to win that. I'm sorry. They managed to win the 2 rounds, should I say?
It just sucks that they lost. It sucks that they lost that last round. They won the first round, which was the hardest one, and just to have the tie fall between your fingers like that, I can't even imagine. 1 round away from the finals.
1 round away. That's all it was. Unity does take this last round, but it means nothing at this point, as KROWA did that 1 round to advance through to the finals. A brilliant semi-final, twists and turns all the way. But as we expected, or I think as many viewers might have predicted, KROWA just managing to edge out there, but brilliantly done by Unity. I mean, what a fight they put up. It was so close. They were 1 round away from dragging it out to Winterberg, and that's a whole new kettle of fish, as you see all sorts of things happening on Winterberg. So it was so close for them, but KROWA managed to not flap in that final round. They didn't break under pressure, and they brought it back round with winning that one round. That was all that was necessary. So well done to KROWA. A brilliant fight in the semi-final. What we wanted to see, you know, entertaining, really close to call at times, but overall thrilling performance and stellar plays from both teams.
Yeah, congratulations, KROWA. That was an excellent match. Commiserations to you as well. You guys put up a great fight. Sad to see my old clan lose, but I'm sure you guys will get them next time.
Yeah, always sad to see such a strong team bow out of a tournament, but there does have to be a winner and a loser. And sadly, this time it's Unity who are eliminated from the tournament. We do hope to see them again in future tournaments. They're such a strong team, and they're passionate for this game. Absolutely, no doubt about that. So we do hope to see them again, and I'm sure they will return. KROWA, in the meantime, advances to the finals, which, like I said, will be taking place on Sunday at 19:30 BST. All to play for as we see all the prizes coming together and top names, as expected, coming out in that last one. So, yeah, a big thanks to both teams for participating. Thank you to the referees for their support, their volunteer work. Without them, the matches will be able to oversee and all the screenshots and all the behind the scenes of the staff and administration. A big thank to those guys. And a big thanks to Deafening as well. Again, he's been working tirelessly behind the scenes on production. Again, a big thanks to him. And any final shout-outs for you, Trub? It was great to cast with you, by the way, man. That's also a shout I have to you, dude, for coming with me and casting. It's not always easy, especially with these tight corners and tight matches, should I say. But yeah, thanks to you, dude. Any shout-out?
I mean, I want to give a shout-out to Deafening, too. He's the only person I know that streams, you know. That's a hard job. It's easy to come out here and just talk about what you're seeing or talk about what you think, but, you know, he's actually doing all the skilled work. He's one of the main reasons that this streaming service is here, is because he's one of the few people that are actually capable of streaming. So shout out to him. Shout out to the whole BladeCast crew. You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, completely reiterate that. Big thanks to Calamity as well, the founder of BladeCast, who works tirelessly to get all the details about the server and countless other things that are in the works at the moment. So big thanks to him as well. And finally, thanks to the viewers. We thank you for tuning in. We had, again, over 100 viewers for this stream, which is always brilliant for our tiny little corner of the internet. Thanks you guys for watching. Do get in touch with us, like I said, on all our outlets, Instagram, Twitter as well, especially BladeCast_TV. Send us in your thoughts and your predictions for the final as well. But finally, I think thanks from me. Thank you for watching, guys. And if anything, if Trub's all done, that's a good night from me.
Yeah, I'm all done. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream.